All right, 7:15 on the dot. Good Thursday evening, everyone. I'm Fox 19 Now First Alert Meteorologist Brad Maushart. Ahead of Halloween, one whole day away. By this time tomorrow, trick-or-treaters will be out and about, and the weather looks really great. We've gotten through two lousy First Alert weather days. First Alert weather day, no more. We went from gloomy to golden out there. We have a good sunset happening outside if you haven't seen it so far. But we had to get through a lot of rain first. This is just what we have seen outside today. 1.56 inches, inch and a half in Glencoe, Amelia. 1.3 inches of rainfall, Kings Mills. 1.505 rather. And officially at the airport today, I don't know if I can read my notes. I think we picked up about 2/3 of an inch or so. You tack that onto the almost 1 inch we've seen the last couple of days, and really the last 4 days total. We've had 4 consecutive days with wet weather at the airport, over an inch and a half. Is it enough to catch up all the way, to our monthly deficit? No, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. We'll take it. One weather number of the day is number 4, and that is, again, those 4 consecutive days with measurable precipitation. That is a tie for the 5th most consecutive days this year. Which sounds like that can't possibly be. How many other days are in a row we've seen? It's been 10. 10 days is the record. That was back on July the 21st. That was the final day of a 10-day stretch, which started on the 11th or the 12th. I can't do math. Anyway, I think it started on the 12th, ended on the 21st, and 10 consecutive days of precip back in July. This 4-day stretch, like I said, we had 1.59 inches. Since Monday. Monday we saw just 1/100th of an inch, but we added on, like I said, several days of many inches of rain. Or, tenths of an inch of rain. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm half alive. I need some coffee. It's getting to that time of the night. A nice sunset out there. It's been a busy stretch. And with the mostly clear skies, it's not necessarily our friend. We tell you this all the time. When you see some clouds outside, it helps to hold in some of that daytime heat. So when you see the clear skies, expect a very crisp evening out there. Temperatures will be dropping off fast. We're already to 46. A lot of spots tomorrow morning will be mid to upper 30s. And you start to factor in at least just a little bit of a breeze, and it's going to feel a little cooler than that. So just be aware. Things are going to get a little chilly outside tomorrow morning. Let's see here. I'm going to do this real quick. Sorry, just trying to keep up on some of the comments and the questions. 46. Outside right now. Again, chilly start to our Halloween. Just be aware you will want to take the coat with you if you're heading out either late tonight or early tomorrow morning, and then keep it handy for some of the trick-or-treating plans if you're going to be out and about, or especially if you're sitting around, not walking around, you're sitting around, dishing out the candy. It's going to be pretty chilly sitting there tomorrow evening. We'll end up sinking through the mid to upper 40s. With just a few clouds. All the rain, outside of just a few sprinkles there off to the east. Most of us are nice and dry outside right now. We'll continue to stay dry through the rest of the night. And like I said, our big storm system pinwheeling its way away. But we have one more off to the west, so we're going to have to get through the second half of the weekend. Late Saturday into Sunday, that weak cold front's going to try to take a dive our way and give us at least a chance for some showers. But more of us than not are nice and dry outside, at least until Sunday morning. There's what's left of Melissa as well here off to the southeast. Like I told you, our big storm system, this big cold front, will act as kind of a sweeping mechanism that's going to keep on pushing it out to open waters. Unfortunately, it's pushing it right into Bermuda right there, and they're going to have to deal with another really big storm. I mean, they've had a ton of them so far this year, it seems like. A lot of those storms we've been having have been kind of just shooting the gap here between the U.S. and Bermuda, so they've been feeling a lot of the impacts. This one's going to head right towards them as we work our way through the next couple of hours. So other than that, again, back here in the tri-state, Halloween looks good compared to other years. It's not record-breaking. It's always good when you're not breaking records outside on a holiday. So we'll take it. Temperatures tonight, again, crisp with the mostly clear skies, upper 30s. Some spots will reach the low to mid 30s in the feels like department tomorrow morning, right? Feels like temperatures a little bit of a breeze. Can't rule out some frost in a few spots. Overall, not a bad start. Now, compared to last year, it will be much cooler. If you remember Halloween of last year, we hit 72 degrees. But we also saw a little bit of rainfall here in the tri-state last year. So 72 with some rain this year. We're looking at 55, almost 20 degrees cooler. But outside of some stray sprinkles, this is mostly later in the morning hours. Not bad. Again, most of us are nice and dry outside until we hit Saturday night into Sunday. So the mummy is happy. I can't do the whole mummy thing. But you'll want to bundle up like the mummy because it will be pretty cool out there, especially the later we get at night. If you're still out there while the sun is up, and you'd have to be out and about and done trick-or-treating before 6:30, nope, that's a lie, 6:38 tomorrow. 6:39 is the sunset tonight. 6:38 is the sunset tomorrow, so while that sun is still shining, temperatures won't be too bad. But once that sun goes down, you see what happens. In just a 2-hour span, we're dropping into the upper 40s, mid-40s by 10, and we're just going to keep on sinking from there. Otherwise, really good Halloween. Not record-breaking by any means. I thought I had a different graphic in there. I do. I just didn't turn it on because I stink. Hold on. Let's see. Where are we at here? This is what I was looking for. Made by Aaron. Thank you, Aaron, for making this graphic. Warmest Halloween ever was back in 1950. I mean, we were not too far off of that all-time record last year at 72. I didn't know, not too far off. We're still 9 degrees off, but we were close. 1950, 81 degrees. The coldest temperature we've ever seen on a Halloween. It was in the morning, not the afternoon, but a morning low was 24 back in 23. And the wettest, not any time recent either, 1941. Snowiest, you might remember this. And to me, I was young, so I feel like it was, it felt like it was like a foot of snow, but it turns out it was only a third of an inch. Either way, that was officially at the airport. Some spots might have seen a little bit more snow, and maybe that's why my memory fails me here. But officially, the snowiest was a third of an inch of snow back in 1993. It's not to say we haven't had Halloweens where it's been snowier, but just not at the airport. 53 is our temperature this year. Again, not record-breaking, and that means that is always good. We always do. We always enjoy the not record-breaking years. It just means it's just nice, right? We'll take it. This weekend, Halloween weekend, if you're going to be out Saturday, 53, a few stray sprinkles. Most of that is going to be in the evening, late at night, about 10 to 11 o'clock. That is ahead of that mostly morning chance for showers, which hopefully clears out in time for tailgating. We still have a chance to see some showers there for tailgating, for kickoff. It's going to be light, enough to be a nuisance, but nothing you should cancel your plans over if you're heading to the game. A little crisper tailgating, but we're warming up into the low 50s for kickoff, mid-50s, high temperatures for that Bengals game on Sunday. Hoo-day. Here we go. There's that shower chance, mostly Saturday night. Sunday, rain chances move in mostly while you're sleeping. If you sleep in on Sunday, you're in good shape. You'll miss most of this. But by 1 o'clock, can't rule out a little bit of lingering drizzle, kind of similar to what we saw outside for the evening rush tonight. And then that rain dries out altogether by about sunset Sunday. Remember, sunset Sunday is much earlier because daylight saving time comes to an end early Sunday morning. You get an extra hour of sleep. However, the sunset times back up a whole hour. It's 5:34 on Sunday. So, FC Cincinnati match looks good as well in Columbus. No weather issues, maybe a stray sprinkle, but they have a roof too, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Monday, another stray sprinkle chance, as well as Tuesday, but most of this week, the work week ahead, looks to feature some sunshine and milder temperatures. The 60s are back, as early as Tuesday, so we'll take it. Next weekend, off to a soggy start. That is a long ways away, but we'll keep an eye on that. We will keep a close eye on it because not only, let me think here. No, UC's gone this week. They're out of town. They have the next weekend off, so that's not an issue. However, and it won't happen because we're going to win. But if by any means something terrible happens and FC Cincinnati loses this weekend, which is not going to happen because we're going to win, it's a best-of-3 series, so the next game would be this following Saturday, to be determined on the time. Maybe it's 7 o'clock, I'm not sure, 6 or 7 or so. But either way, that could play a part here next weekend. This is Saturday at 7 o'clock. This is not this Saturday. I just want to reiterate, if you were just now tuning in, this is next Saturday, the 8th, the second weekend of November. Yes, that's how quickly that'll sneak up on you. We're going to wade through, like I said, this weekend, not a whole lot of rainfall outside, enough to be a nuisance, but that's it. Next weekend could see some heftier amounts, but again, that is a long ways off. So we got a long ways to go until then. Why is this showing up so small? There we go. I knew there were other people talking. I just couldn't see it. JD, I'm great. Canton, crisp and chilly tomorrow morning. You have a good night and a happy Halloween. Jeff, one too bad of a day. Yeah, we did see some rain, but as long as you were wearing the rain gear, I think you're pretty much in good shape. It wasn't too terrible outside, but it did cause some problems on the roadways, which is why it was a first alert weather day. It was impactful. Birthday at work and a shop, so... Oh, well, if you were in the shop, even better. Hopefully you get to go out and have a nice birthday dinner somewhere. If you're going, take the coat. It's going to be chilly. Here's the 10-day high temperature. So at the beginning of this forecast, the temperature should be 60 degrees. So you can see by Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're well below normal by more than 5 degrees in most of those days. But by the end of the forecast, because we're working our way into November here, right? Temperature should be at 57 high temperature, right? Well above normal then by the end of the forecast, in some cases by almost 5 degrees. So it's a little bit of a swing up by the end of the forecast. With that said, it's going to be crisp outside. Despite the afternoon highs and some sunshine, morning lows will be a little crisp. 38 Monday and Tuesday, a cold start to next work week. Can't rule out some frost those mornings, but no freezing temperatures, not yet. Not within the next 10 days, and with that, no chance for snow, and it doesn't look like we're going to have any chances here through the middle of November. Above normal temperatures are likely not just here, but for much of the country, running all the way through November the 13th. So here's the first 7 of a 10-day forecast. Tomorrow looks good for Halloween. I'll jump back to it here in a second, but 55 degrees, that's the high. Tomorrow night, temperatures are going to fall off pretty quick, mid to upper 40s for trick-or-treat time. You'll probably want a jacket, and if you're dishing out the candy and you're just sitting around, not getting the steps in, it'll probably feel a little cooler than that. So just take the blankets outside, nice coat, and you'll be all right. No big issues otherwise. Just a little chilly in the morning and the evening. Stray sprinkles for Saturday. Let me pull this up full screen so everybody can read it, even if you're on a mobile device. Stray sprinkles Saturday, that's mostly late at night, ahead of the better chance for rain showers early Sunday morning. Daylight saving time kicking in. We're falling back. You get the extra hour of sleep, but then the sunset time, instead of the 6:30 range, jumps back to the 5:30 range by the second half of the weekend. Monday, Tuesday, stray chance for showers. That's a new update from yesterday, but nothing really too terrible out there. And then towards the end of the forecast, we'll have a better chance for rain, it looks like, to start next weekend. Something to keep an eye on there for the 8th of November. But in between, a lot of sunshine for the work week ahead. Temperatures in the 60s several of those days, so not a bad stretch at all. Don't forget, you can follow me on social media, and you get a nice sunset photo there. I just posted to Facebook before jumping on here. Twitter or X, it's Brad with 3 A's, and then weather at the end, WX. And then @CallMeBrad. And then this weekend I'm going to try to take it easy and get my computer working. And when I do that, I will have some photos, hopefully, that'll go all the way back to River Roots Festival and so on. I think we had that conjunction. Some of those photos should be on there. Maybe that'll be cool. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But that'll be on Instagram more than likely. Maybe if it's cool enough, on my other pages. Thanks again for tuning in. Let me jump back to the Halloween forecast real quick, because this is the trick-or-treating forecast for tomorrow. If you need to plan your evening, the mummy loves it. Dancing around, not too hot, not too cold, just right, especially before sunset. 53 out there at 6, a little cooler if you wait until late in the evening. 47 by 8, 44 by 10 o'clock. No big weather issues out there. So get out, enjoy your Halloween. The mummy will enjoy it. You should enjoy it. It looks like a good one, and when we're not breaking records, that is always good. Here's a final look here at the sunset this evening over from Newport, and that sun is gone. That is how early it happens this time of the year. Betty, I'm doing great. Hopefully you're doing great as well. Enjoy the next couple of days. Next best rain chance arrives Sunday morning. We'll see you again. And tonight, remember, no World Series tonight. So we'll actually be on at the right time. We'll see you at 10 o'clock and 11 right here on Fox 19 Now, and also we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow there is a World Series game, so who knows what time we'll be on. But we'll be around on the stream anyway here at 7:15. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again later tonight or tomorrow.